but it's rainy. It ain't pouring, but it's rainy. It ain't pouring, but it's rainy. It ain't pouring,
but it's rainy. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Mari, and I'm back with another fucking video. As you can tell by the title, I'm gonna be telling y'all how I got on The Secret, why I left The Secret, will I go back, and do I recommend it for you guys. Before I get into this video, I just want to say I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not downing anybody. I'm not putting anybody's show down. None of that. I'm telling my honest truth on why I left, why I would or would not recommend a show. And yeah, let's get into the video. As you guys know, I am Columbia from The Secret. I started the show when I was 17, so basically 2020. Started the show. Yeah. So a little background is before The Secret, Tracy had a show called The Tracy Story. And back then when he started that, I think I was like 14, 15 or whatever, and he asked me did I want to be on the show. I used to say yeah, but I used to get him to run around. Like I was never so sure. Like I never was sure like if I wanted to be on this show or not. Like I don't know. So I used to be like, yeah, I'm gonna come to rehearsal. Never used to go. It happened like every season too. Like season 1, I told him I'd come. Season 2, I told him I'd come, but I never went or whatever. So around, I think I joined like, I want to say September or October. I'm not really sure. I know around sometime September, October, I joined The Secret. And I seen them posting about it on Facebook. Like I used to see the little snippets. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, this shit kind of decent. Like I think I want to do it like for real this time. So I text him and I'm like, I want to be a part of the show. He like, is you for real? Because you used to send me all blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I'm for real. So then we had rehearsal on Tuesday and I went. It was over East, and I went to rehearsal and I sat and I observed, and it was cool. It was decent. I ain't gonna lie, the little environment was decent or whatever. But the only thing I didn't like was these big ass kids acting like little ass kids, like these people older than me acting childish. That's really the only thing that I didn't really like. Like I didn't like that shit. And then like had he talked to motherfuckers, like it was like I don't know, like it wasn't like a mutual respect thing. Like he want motherfuckers to respect him, but he don't respect other motherfuckers. Like he think he could talk to people any type of way, which was not cool with me. And then had motherfuckers feeling like they was in school, had motherfuckers writing lines and shit. Like somebody did something and motherfuckers had to write like 2 pages lines on that shit. Like I came here to act, not to be in school or whatever. Then we got past all that shit, and then the filming started happening, and that shit was kind of cool. Like I don't know, like I enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy acting. Like I would be on another show. Like I wish Atlanta like did like shit like Chicago. Like we got like Real Awakening Reloaded, newer version of Real Awakening. I wish Atlanta had that type of shit like that. Chicago got like some urban stories or whatever. But yeah, I get thrown off a lot, so I don't be knowing. My bad, y'all. People keep calling me, but I get thrown off a lot, and I got short-term memory, so I don't be remembering what the fuck I'm supposed to be talking about. But I know that was one of the things I was supposed to be talking about. I made a list, so I was supposed to be talking about how I got on there. I told y'all, and then I'm just gonna give y'all the situations on what led me to making my final decision on why I left, because it was multiple times I left before I really left. Like I leave and then I come back, but it's steps. So the first is the slap situation. I'm pretty sure y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about, that motherfucking slap situation where we was on live and he slapped me. But it was supposed to be an acting scene, but I didn't know that he was finna slap me, and that shit caught me off guard. Like, okay, so we was on live, you know. If y'all know, y'all know. Sometimes when we be rehearsing, he'll go live or whatever. He'll go live or whatever and show the behind the scenes. He'll go live and show the behind the scenes. So it was my first time acting, and he called me up, and me and him did a scene together, and the scene led to him smacking me. Now, y'all know, like, when y'all got fans, you know, like, if Ari or Jada and them be on live, motherfuckers already be screen recording they live. So I ain't gonna lie, the show was kind of. This is like after we dropped the first. This is after we dropped the first episode. So we on live after we dropped the first episode, and so of course motherfuckers fucking with the first episode. They seeing new people. They seeing, you know, like this shit really up. Like, cause I never joined Tracy's Story because the bitches was weak and motherfuckers didn't know how to dress, and it just looked like some shit that just had been thrown together. With this show, he was actually trying to take his time to perfect it to make it better than the last, and that was cool. That was cool. So we went live or whatever, and we was acting out a situation, and he slapped me. Now the shit caught me off guard. Like, you could tell it caught me off guard because when I tried to talk, it sounded like I was finna cry, but I wasn't finna cry. It was just like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't finna cry though, but it caught me off guard. So then after that, I went home, and I'm like, and I see the video going viral. I never went viral for no bad video. Like, it's no bad videos of me going fucking viral. Like, when I walked into the show with something, hoping to come out of the show with something. I walked into the show with clout. I brung our viewers. Like, I walked in with Instagram followers over 10K. I walked in with TikTok followers over 100K. Like, I walked in the show with something. Like, I had something to bring to the show. Like, people already knew me. So, like, when people already knew me and then they see me going viral for some dumbass shit, like, that shit really fucking blew me. And then my people, they don't even play like that. So, like, when they seen that shit, like, acting, we finna, you know, we finna do his ass. Like, so really I wanted to leave the show, like, to avoid all that. Because I don't like being in the middle of motherfuckers getting hurt. And, like, he already, like, had apologized and some whole other shit. And I'm like, this cool. I accept your apology, but I'm not finna be back on this show because you ain't finna play with me like I'm no goofy. I ain't signed up to get hit, none of that shit. So I had left the show for like a week or so. Then he was begging for me back. He kept begging or whatever. So before I went back, I laid down some rules. I'm like, yeah, this what we finna do, this what we not finna do. You not finna do this, I'm not finna do that. I'm not okay with this, I'm not okay with that. So he's like, okay, cool, boom. So I went back to the show. Now, man, y'all, that's the first situation that happened. And then, like, it was just, like, little shit leading up. Like, motherfuckers would be hating. Like, I didn't go live about the show. Like, talking bad about the show. I went live about the situation because the shit kept getting sent to me. And I don't know. I just didn't like feeling like, I don't know. That shit was a different feeling. Like, I didn't like that feeling how I was feeling. I went live about the shit or whatever. I was explaining myself. Like, I'm mad I explained myself because Facebook nobody to explain themselves to. Like, I was telling motherfuckers, like, oh yeah, let me throw that in there. Y'all was seeing like motherfuckers got slapped for $20. I was the only one on the show that got paid out of like 20 something people out of a whole season. Like, when he got his YouTube check, I was the only one that got paid. Like, and it wasn't no $20. So for y'all to say motherfuckers got slapped for $20, it wasn't even that at all. And the $20 definitely was not needed. I had a job. I didn't need no job. I had a job. I had my people's. Like, $20 wasn't shit. So for y'all to speak on some shit that y'all don't know about, that shit was really irritating me. So I went laugh. Like, motherfuckers didn't get slapped for $20. It was none of that. I didn't know. Like, it would have been different. Like I could have prepared myself. Like, if I knew he was finna like slap me. But then it was like he overslapped me. Like he was trying to show out or some shit. Like, he overslapped me. Like, if I could have prepared myself, like I knew he was slapping me, then okay, cool. But I didn't know that shit. You caught me off guard. Don't play with me. So yeah, I had went live explaining myself and some whole other shit. Then some shit just kept leading up. Like, it was just a whole bunch of messy shit. Like, I told y'all I went live about the thing, explaining myself. So then we had rehearsal, and they like, I just feel like Columbia shouldn't be here because she went live and you said we go live about the show, that we get kicked off the show, no ifs, ands, or buts. I say, baby, I didn't go live about the show. I wouldn't laugh about the situation. Like, not once on live did I down the show. Like, oh, fuck this show, they as we blah 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 blah. No, I wouldn't laugh about the situation. I explained myself, which I shouldn't have never explained myself, because y'all nobody to explain myself to. But I just explained myself because I'm not no goofy. So I said that, and then motherfuckers went on with the rehearsal or whatever. But it was just a whole bunch of other messy shit. Like I was there for like 3 days, and like I knew like everybody business. Like, I'm there for 3 days. I shouldn't know that you got roaches and that you fucking this cast member. Like, I shouldn't know that. Like, people, like, I don't know. It was just a whole bunch of messy shit. Like, y'all just know Chicago people messy as hell. So it was like a mixture with little kids and older kids, and the little kids fucking on the older kids, and the older kids fucking on the little kids, and it was just a whole bunch of other shit. So that was another situation that led me to almost leaving. Then we had a collab or whatever. I was happy about the collab. I'm thinking like, yeah, we finna go up like two shows that's going up in the city. We finna go up. It was the show Two Brothers. It was the director Dion. So he came or whatever, and he was mentoring us. He was showing us how shit should be. And Tracy's so big headed, like he didn't feel like, I don't know, like he didn't want nobody telling him how to run his show, what to do, like all that other shit. And I don't know, like I feel like if we would have collabed, like that shit would have been bigger than what it is. And then like Tracy got this thing of line, like Dion asked like, how do you keep your cast members coming? And he like, lie to him. Like, he got all these people thinking he finna pay them, and he not finna pay them. And then the crazy thing about it, in the beginning, we supposed to sign, it was supposed to be a contract we supposed to sign. We never signed no contract. We paid for shirts, never got no shirts, none of that shit. So it was just like, it was just a whole bunch of fluky shit going on, and I really wasn't fucking with it. And then, like, Tracy decided he didn't want to collab with Two Brothers no more. People started leaving. People started to go join Two Brothers or whatever. And they'll tell me like, Mara, we thought you was finna go to Two Brothers too, blah 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 blah. I'm like, what y'all like, I'm here, like I'm here. Like, he have people on his, like, just have, like how Tracy story, I mean, like how The Secret have people on the show that people know, like people know me, like people looking for me, blah blah blah. Why would I leave to go to another show like where I'm finna have to build my character, probably barely even finna be filming because people don't know me, blah blah blah. So I'm like, nah, I got my fan base over here, So that was that. Then down the line, we was gonna collab with Dante Fane. And I noticed like when I started being around Enoch, Tracy it was like he started getting jealous, like. Okay, so one day my hair, it was done, but it wasn't done. Like I had my wig on, but like it wasn't no styling. Like it was just in ponytail type shit. So I'm already telling like one of the cast members like, come on, can you curl my hair? Because I don't know how to curl my hair, and she always curl my hair for every filming that we do or whatever. So I'm like, come on, can you curl my hair? Blah blah. So I guess Enoch gets to walk into the door. Tracy put me to the side like, I don't like how you start fixing your hair when Enoch comes to the door. I was already fixing my hair. But by this time, me and Enoch wasn't close. Like, I didn't know Enoch for real. Like, I just knew him off The Reawakening. So me and him did a scene together. So Dante made me and Enoch do a scene together, and Tracy felt some type of way, like, but it was somebody else sing, from The Secret. But we did it because they kept messing up, and we were trying to show them how to do it. So he like, is this y'all sing or their sing? So I just sat down because that was just doing too much. So then that's when me and Enoch started getting closer or whatever. And I used to, Enoch got a clothing line. I used to promote his clothing line. He'd be like, you promoted his clothing line. Did you promote the show? Blah 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 blah. Just doing some whole other shit. And I'm just like, what is you hating for? What is you mad for? So then that was that. So he ended up, he didn't want to collab with Dante no more. So it's just like you stuck with the same old shit. Like we just doing the same old shit. Like you not trying to go up. Like you need to put your feelings to the side and and try to go up. Like you real life want to be a director. How you gonna be a director and you don't know how to put your feelings to the side to make some money? Like I don't know. The shit was weird. So then I brought my friend to the show. Hold on, let me go. Sabrina. Okay, so this my friend Sabrina, as y'all know her from the show, Chanel. So I brought her to the show or whatever, and it was just like everything just went downhill. Like, our friendship was on the line. It was a show. The show was on the line. It was just some whole messy shit that she could tell y'all from her point of view.
Basically, it was a lot of jealousy, as y'all know. A lot of jealousy because, of course, she was the main character. So, a lot of girls had a lot of envious towards her. Now, it came to the point where there was a lot of fake kicking it towards her, and I thought that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, tell them.
Basically, you feel me? Like, if we had a mutual friend off the show, a mutual friend that felt she could confide in me. So she would confide in me about certain things about her, of course, and I would give her advice on how to go on about it, how to handle the situation. And rather than her to handle it the way she did, when she felt it was no longer benefiting her, she turned around and tried to make it seem like some whole other things happened. Now, at this point, I was currently on the verge of leaving the show because I had a traumatic experience happen to me. And I texted Tracy and told him, like, I would not be able to film for the next couple weeks due to what had happened to me. He disregarded that. At first, he cared. He's like, okay, I'll come to you. We can film. Now, everybody knows I live far from where they were filming at. So he told me, like, come to you. We can film to you. And then a couple days later, it was a whole change of plans. Like, he had an attitude about it. He did not want to do it. He told me that I had to come film or I was off the show. And I told him, okay, take me off the show. So then I called Dion. And he offered for me to be on Two Breakfast. But he was gonna, Dion, it's a whole nother story with that one. It's gonna be a whole nother show. It wasn't even gonna be Two Breakfast. But he offered for me to work for him, basically. I told a couple other cast members they were interested in going to the other show because everybody already had animosity building up against Tracy. Now, it can't, like, a lot of these cast members be so fake. They have animosity towards him, but they kissing his ass to get the role they want or to make sure that they put in an episode. Like, it was just a lot of fluky shit that was happening. A lot of the cast, so after I went to Dion first. Everybody know that. I went to Dion first. After I went to Dion, it was an influx of cast members going to him, trying to all go to Dion. After everybody was trying to go to Dion, it came back to Tracy. Now, rather than everybody just be honest, like, yeah, we all was trying to go to Dion, everybody's scared now. Is, oh no, it was just Sabrina that was trying to go to Dion. So it became a big problem because I felt some type of, like, why is everybody lying to this man? So I got into it with a couple people, and then in the midst of me getting into it, and y'all know how people love to do this. Now, at that time, I thought that it was this girl that went to her like, oh, this was said, and that was said, and this was said. But I guess, a couple months later, the truth come out. One of the boys that Tracy, I guess that was his right-hand man, is who's tried to bring it up. Now, the boy is the girl's boyfriend. And they basically try to flip the script, y'all. Made it a whole different propaganda, like, telling her that, oh, Sabrina be talking about you, and this was said, and this was said, and this was said. Now, Tracy being messy, being mad that I went to Dion, and me not even knowing all this was happening.
Why are you calling me?
Nobody called you, get out.
Me not knowing all this was happening, Tracy asked me if I could come film, and I told him I'm not coming to film if you plan on just killing me off the show. I'm not driving an hour and a half, an hour, whatever the drive was going to be that day, just to get shot. No, like, I'm like, make up something, make up a script. He's like, no, we're not, it's not nothing like that. I just need to do a scene with you for this episode. Okay, cool. Y'all, basically, he backdoored me. He knew that my friend had something against me at that time because she was lied to. So, rather than him to just, tell me, like, oh, he basically backdoored me for her to, just come film. So, I filmed, I did get shot. As y'all seen in the episode, I got shot. And after he was done filming, y'all not gonna believe the man came in and closed the door. He closed the door and he basically let her say what she wanted to say. Then he started saying that I said this and I said that. Manager, I never had no conversation with the man. So he had told all the cast members something different. So now everybody's bringing up what he had told them. And I'm just looking like, when did I say this? And when was this said? And when was this said? And that's when people like Cuban, TK, they all like, okay, something not adding up. Like, Tracy, did you lie? Like, something not adding up, basically. Like, what's happening?
And then there was like a big situation, like where one day we was done filming and everybody, like this situation, like on live, he tried to make it seem like I spent the night with him when everybody was sleeping there. It was never one time I hung out with Tracy by myself. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I used to flirt with Tracy. That was to keep my role though. Like, it was people on the show who was fucking to keep their role. Like, I'm just giving you little words, like just little words, feeding into you, make you think that I'm finna come to your house outside of scenes and shit. Never did that on my brother's soul. Never linked with this man outside the show, none of that shit. So when he got on live portraying this image, that was sick. And then when he got on live, like when he circled some toes and tried to make it seem like it was me, like that's when I knew like I would never like this could never again, because you really tried to portray this image like I was fucking you. Gonna try to circle my white toes, talking about some, no, not even mine, somebody else's white toes, talking about some, you can't even say that's not your feet because it's white toes. Every bitch in Chicago get white toes. What is you talking about? That wasn't even me. And anytime we filmed, we never been to no hotel room. You was in a hotel room on my brother's soul. I never been to no hotel room with you. So motherfuckers, so he tried to portray this image like I slept with him by myself when we was at his brother's house, and then he tried to say I slept on the airbed. Okay, why are you? That's y'all shit. What y'all? I don't have an airbed at home, so what is y'all? I have a bed, so what did you even bringing up airbed for? That was y'all's, and it wasn't just me and you sleeping on that bed. It was Shorty sleeping on that bed and another girl sleeping on that what the fuck that girl name? I ain't even gonna say her name. But it was somebody else sleeping on that bed too, so don't make it seem like you was just trying to sleep with me on that bed. But anyways, we was filming one day and I ended up leaving because I wasn't finna spend the night. I wasn't finna spend the night that night.
That's what I was just finna tell you.
And I ended up getting dropped off. So then I don't know, they text me and they like, everybody finna spend the night, blah 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 blah. But my thing was I wasn't finna spend the night because I wasn't finna get an Uber back home in the morning. Cause first of all I had to watch kids anyway. So I wasn't finna get an Uber back home in the morning. All that other shit. I guess Sabrina and all of them, they had went to get ice cream or whatever, and they knew to get me because they said Sabrina was spending the night.
And that's what the lie he told her, y'all.
And they was like Sabrina was spending the night or whatever. So then they get Mari. So they was like, when they said get Mari, Sabrina caught an attitude, whatever, and it threw me out because I'm your friend. What you catching an attitude for?
And
like you could be spending the night.
Everybody that know me, I swear to God, y'all, anybody that know me, no, that's not even possible at all. Because for one, I don't spend the night anywhere except if it's a close friend. It has to be a super close friend, y'all. Only 2 boys on this earth can ever come and tell y'all I spent the night at they crib. I do not spend the night anywhere. Everybody that know me know I've had a lot of traumatic experiences that I'm not trying to learn again. So therefore, I don't spend the night out. That was not the first sleepover they had, y'all. They've had multiple sleepovers, and at every sleepover, I don't spend the night. For one, that place just wasn't even somewhere I would sleep at. Like, it was barely anywhere for anybody to sleep. it was only one mattress at that. Like, who's gonna? No, I have a whole crib I can go back to. What am I spending the night for? So I didn't even know that was the lie that they had told her that, oh, Sabrina was spending the night for her to come back. And man, we had never had that discussion that day, y'all. Like, she didn't even know that it was really a plan, because we went and got her manager. Tracy was using me for my card. I was the only cast member with a card prior to this was before the other cast members that had cards started coming in. So he was using me for my card, y'all. So he had lied so we can go back and get her. Now everybody, this is my friend. Of course it would have never been a problem to get her, but that was the lie he got just so he can get her to come back. So, like, that was another thing that he was trying to manipulate her with, saying that, oh, she had an attitude, saying when we said we was getting, that's why she went home. Everybody didn't know me. No, I don't spend the night anywhere. She knows that herself. Like, she knows that I don't spend the night nowhere at all. So
then me and Tracy got into it because when she left, I had left because there was no point in me spending the night. Because, like I just said, I wasn't finna get no Uber back home in the morning when I was already get home. So I'm like, you lied. You lied. You said that she was spending the night. She was never spending the night. That's weird, blah, blah, blah. So we got into it about that. And then it was just like a whole bunch of other messy shit. Like, he'd be talking about cast members like Magic. He'd be like, he killing her off the show, but then turned around, kept her on the show just to use the shop that was supposed to be my shop for the show. And I just felt like that was weird because I just feel like you don't use people. You don't use people to get what you want because like all this bad shit, like all the bad shit turned out to happen. Bad shit happened to you. Like, you lost a lot of good cast members that, you lost a lot of good cast members that could have kept your show going. Like, if you wasn't how you was towards me, I probably would have still been on your show. The show probably would have skyrocketed more than it did because I was still on the show because they're looking for me. I have over hundreds of people telling me they stopped watching the show because I'm not on the show. And I don't want to, like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not bashing nobody. I'm not telling nobody not to join his show because everybody have a different experience there. Everybody. But then, like, towards the end, this is, like, why I really left. So, one day, we was filming at a cast member house. And was this before? This was before this. Okay, boom. That threesome scene. That scene was never supposed to happen like that. Like, yeah, the threesome, like, okay, yeah, I was supposed to go along with the shit. But at the end, his ass was supposed to get shot. And we filmed that, and he cut that shit out. So it made it seem like I told him, like, either way it go, I was going to look like a goofy. He said I had two options. When he asked me, am I about to join, I either leave out the house or I join. I said, let's spice the shit up. You never got shot in your own show. Let's spice the shit up. It's not like he died or nothing. You just got shot. So when we filmed the scene, at the end, I pulled out the gun. And I told her, like, bitch, get the fuck out. And then I shot him. Then we seen the show and the shit got cut out. And the shit blew me so bad. And then, like, what really blew me is because when we filmed, he was showing the behind the scenes on live. And really, I really could have sued his ass, but I just turned 18. Like, Like, child pornography, yeah, your ass would have been in
And
jail.
that's one thing he loved, y'all, in that show.
So that scene started going viral on Facebook or whatever. And then I was a step closer leaving the show. And then this what really topped it off on when I left. No, first of all, I stopped coming after that. And then we had a scene or whatever. We were shooting a scene. It was supposed to be a scene with my mama. Yeah. It was him and what the fuck her name is? Angel. It was him and Angel shooting the scene, and she was supposed to be in the shower. They were like it was supposed to be like a sex scene in the shower or whatever. And she didn't feel comfortable doing it on live because, of course, he was doing it behind the scenes. And I told him, like, she didn't feel comfortable doing this. She don't feel comfortable doing this scene on live. He told me, "Son, is you the director or am I?" I said, "You say cast members could speak up about some shit. So what is you talking about?" He said some shit. He said some shit, but it blew me so bad. I'm like, okay, it's okay. Just give me the rest of my money. Because before, on our way there, he had his YouTube check and he paid me. He paid me for I just lied. During Christmas, this was during Christmas. It's around my birth. No, it was the day before my birthday. Actually, he paid me some of my money and told me that he was gonna give me the rest. We had got into it, and I told him I'm not shooting shit else until you pay me. So that's when we was going to the. That's when we was That's when we went to go. That's when we went with them to go shoot that scene of him and Angel in the shower, and I told him. Then that's when we got into it. I said, matter of fact, just give me my money. He told me something. I'm a cash out to you something. I said I'm not. He told me to leave the location. I'm like, I'm not leaving shit till you pay me or whatever. So he didn't want to. So he didn't want to pay me. So I called my uncle's number or whatever. I ain't gonna say what I can't say too much on here, but yeah. So that was my last day on the show. That was my last day ever on the show or whatever. I had left. Boom. Now I wasn't even gonna speak on why I left the show. None of that other shit. I was never gonna say why I left the show. I wasn't even gonna bring up the show. I wasn't gonna talk about the show. None of that. I was just gonna leave. That's it. You don't want to pay me? Okay, it's cool. Stick with these bum ass actors that you got. So I left the show. Like 2 weeks later, my little sister was on the show. My little sister was on the show. First of all, I never wanted her to join the show anyway. And then he already said he was gonna make the cast 16 and up, and my sister no wasn't in 16. So he had her on the show or whatever, and she like, I'm trying to think, was this before or yeah, this was after. So my little sister downtown or whatever, and she called me to tell her to come. She told me to tell her to come get her because he don't feel like bringing her home. What do you mean you don't feel like bringing her home? Why would you come get her if you're not finna bring her home? So she down there with a bunch of cast members or whatever. And then when I pulling up, I'm seeing everybody leaving a thing, and she's the only. And I'm like, when she come out to the car, I'm like, who else up there? She like nobody, just him and his baby mama. And then she like, so we get to the stop sign that's downtown, and she like, Tracy asked me to have sex with him. I'm like, what? Man, y'all, at the time my little sister was 12. So I'm like, what? And then I already know y'all finna be on this bitch trolling, talking about some why is she blah 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 blah. Clearly, motherfuckers, nobody thought like, you know, you're supposed to be acting. You're supposed to be You're supposed to be at a location with hella cast members. Never was we ever with this man. Well, I wasn't, and you know, never was nobody just with this man by themselves, just acting and shit. Like it was never, you know, you get what I'm saying? So like when she said that, I'm like, gee, what? And then y'all was on, when I went live about the shit, y'all was on Facebook trolling, talking about call the police, blah 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 blah. Don't know, that man don't even get nobody his real name. Like, let alone, that man don't even get nobody his real age. Like, motherfucker, like his ass real life be lying about his age, all type of shit. Yeah, so we was never with that man by ourselves, but like when we was with him, so every time we was with him, we was with a bunch of cast members. Anytime we was filming, we was with a bunch of cast members. It was never just him, the cast member. You know, you get what I'm saying? It was never supposed to be that by itself. So when that shit happened, that shit blew me so bad. So like, motherfuckers don't even know this man's real name, don't know his address, don't know none of that shit. So for what you want motherfuckers to give out a picture, and motherfuckers wasn't even, I ain't gonna lie, motherfuckers wasn't even trying to handle it the police way. I ain't gonna lie. So all that shit had went on. So then so I went live about the situation, and then I just found it weird because a whole bunch of cast members before this I'd be like, yeah, he weird. I feel like he fucking my whole blah, blah, blah. So then when I come out and say something about my little sister, the same cast member say he would never, blah, blah, blah. It was just irking me so fucking bad because I don't gotta lie about shit. And if I wanted to, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I've been off this show for months before this even happened. I've been off this show for months. So for me to, like, that shit don't even make sense. Like, y'all said I was trying to, I don't know what the fuck y'all said I was trying to do, but I've been off this show for months. Like, literally 3 months before this shit happened, I was off this show, and he was lying to y'all, telling y'all I'm finna come back and blah 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 blah. Like, he'd be lying to y'all on Instagram saying I'm coming back. Never coming back. Only way I'm coming back, I need 600 episodes in my own dressing room. I need 600 episodes in my own dressing room. Stop playing. I need to do shit my way. But yeah, and what I recommended, I really feel like I wouldn't recommend that shit unless you are of age. Unless you are 18 and older, I feel like that is not the show for you, because that show has a lot of graphic shit that's not PG-13. I just feel like if you're gonna be on that show, I feel like you should be 18 or older, or your mama should be there with you. I don't know. It just needs some parental supervision, because that's not the show for people under 17. I feel like that's not the show for people under 17. But would I ever go back? No. I don't care what I just said. 600 episode, no. I would never go back, because my reputation is way more than being on that show. Like, that show don't bring nothing else to me. Like, you know, I would never go back to that. But yeah, so y'all can finally stop asking me. Every time y'all ask me, am I gonna go back, I'm gonna drop this link to this motherfucking video. Every time y'all ask me, would I ever go back, what I recommend, I'm gonna drop the link to this motherfucking video. And you make that decision on your own. Like I said, I'm not here to bash nobody. It was a good learning experience for me. I'm just letting y'all know. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. Make sure y'all motherfucking like, comment, and subscribe. And you know, I got some bangers dropping for y'all all motherfucking year. So make sure you hit the motherfucking subscribe button. And I'm out.